I'm Mickey Six with Scenes from the Underground, and this week's featured interview is with the legendary punk rockers from the Orange County, California area, Guttermouth.
Hey,
let's give them a hand, everybody.
Did you say sweep sweep?
That's right.
Did you say sweep sweep?
Scenes from the Underground.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
You're way off.
So what is you guys' names and what do you guys do in the band? Tentatively.
That's a good way to put it.
Where did you put it?
Tentatively. Well, I'm Mark and I sing and I can't do anything else. So I'm Matt and I play guitar.
Justin, I play drums. Steven, I play bass.
Nice. Very nice. Okay, for our first official, you guys have 9 studio albums, 2 live albums. That's a hell of a lot of albums for a punk band career. Are you guys planning on doing more?
Yes.
Of either or?
I would say, yeah. Yeah. What else are we gonna do?
That's true.
We're a punk band.
Like, how long do you guys see you guys selves going for? Like, I mean, okay, let's look at the punk rock years. All right, 20 some odd years is a long time for punk years, right?
Yeah. What's the difference between punk years?
It's like dog years, but
I mean, Engelbert Humperdinck is still playing at the Morongo fucking.
Well, yeah, but some punk years.
No, I mean, no, what's the difference?
You start up here with your level of angst, right? As you know, when I first saw you guys, your level of angst was up here.
Yeah, I was a little upset at nothing.
I mean, I haven't seen you since, but I mean, okay, for me, example. My level of angst was up here at one time, and now it's, you know.
What were you mad at?
Oh God, everything.
But now you look back in particular, was it just absolutely nothing?
Pretty much.
Me too.
See, now I'm just mad because I'm married.
No, you.
Off the record, of course.
Yeah.
So you guys you plan on keeping on and keeping on and keeping on. So
until his rickets get too bad, and that'll
recently diagnosed with rickets. Yeah, I mean, I like doing it, and it's fun, and it's better than a day job, and you know, why not?
This is such a true. I mean, I saw you guys. I swear, man. I'm gonna tell you a story. I had a friend named Stain. We were gutter punks.
Yep.
And we found you guys were coming to town, and this fucker would got one of those, remember those big old fat sharpies that sing you album? He would write Guttermouth and then the DBC all over Tucson. And when we were out doing that, he was out doing that, and we were walking around and he got arrested.
They call it art or graffiti.
Oh, it's totally graffiti.
Good for him. Okay, he's honest.
And he ended up getting arrested. And while he's in handcuffs, he's going, Guttermouth! Guttermouth!
That's quite an homage.
Dude, that story stuck with me. And then we saw you guys play, and you know, we're used to like the total chaos.
You went to jail prior to the show?
That was a few weeks before. Like, the show was just announced in town.
They just held him overnight, didn't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was always getting in trouble. And
you still see Stain?
yeah, I've seen him in years, unfortunately. Last I heard, he was no longer Stain, he was Josh. But I always remember you guys. It's like that. There's still some Guttermouth graffiti in our town. It's like little writings like, Guttermouth was here, 9 whatever. I can't remember the exact day, but
94.
Was it 94? DPC, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Nostalgic, man. Nostalgia. So, one of the things you guys are infamous for is political views, or our lack thereof, in the sense of that the political, as far as maybe.
I was gonna say what record have you been listening to?
As far as like what's the word, like
quasi-political,
like a comedy political
satire.
Satire, thank you. Yeah. So that's true?
I think of lyrics that I can remember, and really not. No, I mean, they address like, and I think it's more just certain groups and but not really political. Just I think politics kind of don't belong in music because they don't.
Right.
Music doesn't change shit.
I might have misheard the quote, but maybe it was political views towards other band politics, perhaps.
Yeah, that irritates the shit out of me. God, I can't stand when somebody says like, talking about nothing. It's like, you know, we've already got Anderson Cooper.
around 1994.
Yep.
You guys started to blow up with bands like The Offspring and Green Day, and of course The Vandals. How was that from? How was it blowing up in '94 as opposed to like starting out in the early '80s and then like just kind of imploded on the scenes?
It was because we were already. This sounds funny to somebody said. We were well rehearsed and you know, band already playing for shit I do. Fuck, I can't say a damn thing. This has not been my day. Sometimes everyone's a target. Sometimes in the band.
Right.
Today was my day.
Are you guys pranksters on the road?
What's that?
Are you guys pranksters?
No, we just talk all the things.
We just really fucking talk a lot of shit to each other. We talk nonsense all day.
Oh, awesome! But being in first gear and you know been playing songs for so long and doing shows and then those bands got commercially viable, Offspring, Green Day, and whatnot, and then them taking us on the road and essentially in '94 when Offspring got massive, we were most of the people in the crowd. It was their first punk show ever.
Yeah.
So we were everyone's first punk show for this Main Street crowd, and it stuck. So you made fans instantly.
Right.
And so it was super fun. To be on the road with a fucking radio band and see venues get bigger as the tour went on. It was pretty amazing to start in 300 places, and then when the tour was ending during 2000s, and it just kept going.
You guys have been blacklisted due to your beliefs, whether it be political or just your opinions on other bands and whatnot. Some venues have banned you, some cities have banned you guys in the past, and some bands have refused to work with you. Is that more myth or is that more of a true statement?
No, some venues wouldn't work with us again, and certain bands wouldn't play with us again. It sounds kind of weird, but back then when some of the bigger bands were getting popular, and we were considerably smaller than them, and we would wipe their ass up, and there was one show in particular, and people are so hypersensitive these days. It made me sick. But if you sit here and talk in general, no, but just they wouldn't play with you anymore because they were shown up. So it was kind of it made things difficult.
So it really didn't have anything to do with your beliefs or politics or anything. That the band was like above par with who you're playing with.
Yeah, belief. We don't really have any.
Yeah.
We're just
punk rockers don't want to play ski music. There was also just been at odds with some of the audience at times.
People don't always get along.
People have problems, man. And if I can steer them in the right direction, I'm gonna be there to help.
So you guys ever assaulted on stage or off stage?
Yeah, there's been altercations.
Wow.
And that's really unfortunate.
Which is a perfect answer to my next question. In '95, you were arrested and
Oh, you're not going there.
on writing charges.
Didn't mention that one.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were going somewhere else.
Oh, well, please elaborate.
Different topic. Same here, different topic. Go on.
Yeah, you were, I don't know the city, but you guys were,
Thank you.
what was it?
California.
Yeah,
Paradise.
that you were actually arrested and booked on inciting riot charges related to charges of fraud. Can you elaborate on that a little?
Wrong place at the wrong time. Which is basically true. I mean, they actually the original charges, they filed charges for inciting a riot. It's a very difficult charge to make stick because, so they changed the charges to assault with a deadly weapon. Police officer, firefighter, and executive officer, which is a security guard.
What was that weapon?
They said the words spoken into a microphone.
Try to make that stick. Wow.
Try to make that stick in any
They made it sound so
court of law.
criminalist, make assault charges.
Well, some dipshit twat fucking Sarah, fucking DA,
That's awesome.
And they had a year to file charges, and they actually never filed charges.
Dropped it.
Yeah, they never even filed. So, it's unfortunate that things like that stick with you, and every, when you go to different countries, they know about this,
so they kind of blacklist you guys along the way to certain places. Like, was that a problem that ran on the road for future tours?
Yeah, actually, yeah. It was also fantastic because there was this weird intern dude who was working for Fox at the time, and he filmed the whole thing, and it went almost national on Fox. So quality entertainment, except for my parents, escorted, handcuffs and
Your parents got escorted?
no, for them to see it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it was great publicity for the band. So the next year, really exploded.
That's awesome.
Everyone wants to see a fucking train wreck.
That's true. Okay, we'll line up the questions up a little bit now. All the hard hitting stuff's out of the way. How many lineup changes have you guys seen? Since I know you're one of the originals. You know the originals?
No.
Oh,
I'm not old enough for that.
Wow. Yeah.
So how many lineup changes has Guttermouth seen? I know there's 2 original, you and one other guy, right?
Nope, just me.
Oh wow, okay.
Playing, Yeah, I mean, everyone, people change, move on, and they want to reproduce for some reason, and do weird things like that, and some people become incontinent, and we can't have that in my band.
So no babies for you?
Well, that worked for 5-6 years, right?
Yeah. He's the exception to every rule. He's always low.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So,
And rude.
being that you guys are legendary now in these parts, and you've worked extensively with the Vandals, who are another legendary band, how was that, like working with those guys? I mean, those guys have been around for longer than, anybody else.
It's a Boston Tea Party.
Yeah, man. Like, they're still vandling. How was it working with those guys? Was it a learning experience, or was it like?
No, straight ahead. It was a winner from square one,
That's awesome. You plan on doing more work with them in the future?
Well, they're busy with other projects and stuff, and that's why they don't play out that much. So, believe me, if the chance comes up, I'm more than happy to.
Nice.
Yeah, they're square
Played
guys.
out here, 2 years ago?
Yeah. I'd play with anyone.
So you guys, in 2000, you guys moved over to Epitaph. Now, okay, I remember the Epitaph movement to an extent.
What do you mean movement?
Well, you had your crusty movement, house rotten type, political crust shit. When crust was crushed, they weren't gutters anymore. And then you had your Epitaph guys that were more along to like, they were the funner punks doing the party and drinking at Rancid, and I don't remember who else was on there, but you guys were signed up Epitaph around 2000, correct?
Yep.
So what was that like being part of that beginning of Epitaph? Now they've grown into this whole.
They had already been enormous since the Offspring thing in '94. That was what solidified them as a label. So 6 years had passed since then, but to jump from one to the other, where people had different ways of making records and trying to support something. It's a good experience to learn how. When you stay stagnant at one label or one job doing anything, it becomes mundane, and people's anyone who works at the same place too long becomes stagnant, and so you keep moving about, and you at that point it's a building block, and it was a good experience ultimately, before the crash of the entire industry.
So with that being said, being that you guys have been at this for 20 plus years, how do you feel about being in rock and roll still after so long? Does it get stagnant to you? Does it get boring? Does it get, you're like ready, like, okay, I want to find a new job or something? Or are you still just enjoying it and loving it?
It would be, no, I like to do it, and I can't think of anything else. There's nothing that I would really want to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to help people. I don't want to fucking change the world.
Who doesn't want to have fun fucking almost every night?
Yeah. I can't think of anything that would be, you know,
Funner?
or, you know, doing something that you have to be married to, you know, running, yeah, just something nightmare. You know, this gives you so much freedom.
It's very minimal responsibility.
Yeah.
There's a little bit there, but it's minimal.
Right. Okay, again, I got this off the internet, so what the general consensus of Gusto was it was a failed experience?
Yeah.
As far as...
Experiment.
Well, it depends on your
experiment, thank you. I'm having a hard time reading my flag.
Alright.
And once you introduced the organ, the banjo, and the fiddle.
And we did that on
That was done before.
on the Cover with Dance one, the first one.
Oh, okay.
It was released in 2001, but a little bit the keyboards and other crap did.
So Gusto's no...
Well, yeah, people rejected it big time.
A lot?
Yeah, they hated it. But you can't win them all. And plus, we were just fucking sick and tired of every band sounding like, you know, the Fat Record sound with the kick drum going and just pounding in your face. And that's all you could hear besides some just half-witted singer, you know, singing pretty melodies. You know, I couldn't stand, you know, the end of the 90s stuff.
Yeah.
It really was irritating. And that's not what I grew up on. You know, there wasn't a lot of pleasantries in the early 80s. You know, there wasn't much talent going around at that time. But it's what we grew up on, and then it just became so watered down, don't you think? But so you got sick of it. It's like, God, let's just try something else and see what happens.
Yeah.
And at the time it didn't matter because everyone had to throw a big bone at us.
Nice.
So we're like, fuck it, let's try something. And if you don't try, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta. I don't know. You tried and failed, and fuck. I mean, otherwise you just keep, you know, flogging.
That has to go with that what you're saying about being stagnant. You know, just doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
You know, trying to do something different. Didn't work. It didn't work.
You know, you can name. I bet you can name several bands that every record sounds the fucking same.
Gentlemen, it's been great. It's an honor to meet you guys in person after so many years.
You too, man.
Thank you guys for sitting with us and jaw jacking. You know. And you guys want to add anything to the festivities?
I appreciate you guys having us, and thank you guys for coming back and hanging out. And we're gonna continue pre-show preparation.
Yes, indeed. And if, like I said, you want to go to Mexico, let me know.
What's that?
You want to go down to Mexico, let me know.
Yeah, you should talk to him.
I'm sure we had a good time out there. Anyway, this is Mickey Six with the legendary Guttermouth, and we'll see you motherfuckers next week.
Thanks, Becky.
Thank you guys. Cheers.